Happy Tuesday to you, everyone. Hey, we're continuing on our series here about various training equipment that you can utilize for your dog. We've talked about retractable leashes, we talked about poop bag holders, we've talked about thunder shirts, and yesterday we talked about head harnesses or those gentle leaders. Today we're going to talk about the no-pull harness. The no-pull harness. Does it work? Are there some pros? Are there some cons? Yeah, there are. So I'm going to go ahead and point them out right off the bat. I'm just going to dive right in and tell you about the cons of using a no-pull harness. Probably of all the equipment out there. This by far is our least favorite. It just is. So let me tell you why it is. Well, first of all, I'm going to thank old Bear here. This is Bear, big old stocky black lab. He's a really cool dog. And he's volunteered to be our little demonstration dog today. And of course, you met Joshua, and we've got Evan behind the camera right now. One thing that's probably the biggest thing that stands out the most is that dogs are horizontal creatures. I've told you that in previous videos. Their power runs north and south. North and south. Grab that big elk, pull it to the ground. Made to travel long distances over hard, tough terrain, utilizing very little energy. The power of a dog is what we call a 60-40 ratio. The direct opposite of what a lot of people would imagine, because they see those big back hind legs back there and they think, wow, those are like my thighs. Power base. But it's actually not. The power of a dog is really located, go ahead and show them where it is, Joshua. Right there at the base of the dog's neck, right about right here. If you were to run your fingers down, you'd feel the shoulder blades, and if you put your finger dead smack between the shoulder blades, that's it. That is center gravity for a dog. For humans, it's dead smack in the middle of our pelvic bone. That's our power. That's why when you deadlift, you do it with your pelvis. And they always say, hey, dude, if you're going to lift up that refrigerator, use your legs. What they're really trying to get you to do is use that center point right there, that 0 point on your body, the most powerful spot on your body. Well, this harness, if you hook it up to this ring here on top, which is not the no-pull ring, you are pulling literally and giving the animal the advantage of using the most strongest part of its body. But now I'm going to have Joshua move it from that ring down underneath, and you'll see underneath the dog's, right here about center line with the dog's chest, is another ring, and that's supposed to be the no-pull ring. But notice the only difference between this spot up here and this spot down here is about 6 inches. As far as latitude goes, it is on that same line, right there in the power of the animal, dead smack in the center of his chest. So guys, you're kind of going muscle against muscle. You're not being able to do the step right, pull right type thing. It's not going to have the same effect as if you do it on the neck, because also you don't have intra-group control. Anytime you grab the neck, you're going to immediately tap into those natural mechanisms that mean to the animal intra-group control. Another issue that we see all the time with these is the step over issue. You're walking your dog, because the leash has to be so low on the animal, they end up stepping over it all the time. Right leg goes over it, all of a sudden the left leg goes over it, and you're having to stop your training or stop your walk and untangle your dog. Get that leash out from underneath its leg. Also, with any harness, I don't care what harness you're using, whether it's a no-pull harness or even a harness that we use for my sled dogs. If all of a sudden they decide, I don't want to do this any longer, I don't want to pull that sled, I don't want to go on this walk, or I'm fearful, if you don't have this thing snugged all the way down, and I do mean to a point where you'd go, you know, that'd be a little uncomfortable if I were having to wear that, your dog can back out of it. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this, not just with clients' dogs, but my own personal dogs. Trust me, I've had sled dogs after about the 40th kilometer, they go, I'm done. And when they're done, they're done. Now do me, there's no slow down. Oh no, because why? You'll get drug along by a bunch of other dogs who say, I'm not ready to stop yet. So they learn a neat little trick. A little juke here, tuck in the shoulder there, tilt my head back this way, then dip it under, and boom, they're out. And it happens in about 1 millisecond. 1 minute you got a dog running down the trail, next second you got one running the opposite way down the trail because he's not hooked up to the other dogs any longer. I see this happen all the times with dogs in harnesses. And then also, if it's not fitting properly, if you don't have that snug that you're supposed to have, you're going to get chafing as the harness continues to move back and forth and back and forth and back and forth from all the manipulation on the ring that's down below. It'll chafe the shoulders, wear on the shoulders, and if anything, it can also ride up on the neck and now start to cause the animal to actually choke. So a lot of people use these harnesses because they don't want to use any sort of compression collar on the neck. They don't want to have a choke sensation on the neck. But if the fit is not proper, you can end up causing that very thing that you were trying to avoid. And then lastly, good luck trying to do sit and down from a reliable standpoint. Of course, we can always do luring. We can lure with a treat. But Joshua, right now, try to do a sit. Very hard, very difficult to do. You notice the right leg came up. You'll get it done. Trust me, you will get it done. But it's just going to take a whole lot longer. And I do not think that you'll achieve the same level of reliability if you choose or opt for another piece of equipment other than this. Try the down. So now Joshua's going to try it down with this particular harness. And again, very difficult. If you want to try and use the pulling method, push on the shoulder some. Again, now you're fighting his entire power right here, and right there. It's kind of like a sandwich when it comes to the power. Very difficult. It can get done, and you will get it done if you try hard enough.
As soon as he stood back up, I was out of control.
Yeah, Joshua just said as soon as he stood back up, Joshua, the whole situation was out of control because you don't have that immediate ability to control the dog's movements. Okay, so now let's go ahead and demonstrate walking around with the dog because a lot of people will get the no pull harness because they want no pulling. So let's try it out here on Bear. This is the first time Bear's ever been in a no pull harness. Let's just take a look at him. Okay, so now as you see the action there kind of, it's designed to pull the dog sideways. Pull the dog sideways. Just give him a little distraction there. All right, we're going to give another distraction. I have Joshua kind of correct him here. There we go. There we go. So the one thing, here's the pro behind it, the one pro. If the harness fits correctly, if the technique is done properly, meaning now this time, Joshua, you're a pro, so you naturally did what a pro would do. Right. This time when he comes up, just pull back. That's what a lot of people who are new at training and new at using this device will do. They'll simply just pull back. Okay, so we're going to just settle Bear up here. And let's see what happens when Joshua just pulls back. Not to the right, not a step right, pull right type thing. Here you go, buddy. Here we go, here we go. You want just keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. There it is. Okay, and as you see there, the right leg's coming up, the right leg's coming up. How much are you pulling, Joshua?
I'm just restraining.
You're just restraining.
Yep.
Okay, now try and take off and go again.
Yep.
Okay, as you see there, yes, as long as you're strong enough, you're stronger than the dog, depending on the determination of the dog as well, you can get it done. You actually can. There we go. There's another little pull there. Okay, come back towards me, Joshua, real quick. Okay, I'm just going to toss treat over here. Oh, sometimes you get the lucky bounce. Bear got the lucky bounce. Way to go, Bear. He was quick on that thing, too. I'm telling you what, that was fast. Let me try it again. Here we go. All right, and you see there, get a good angle there. Okay, so if you're strong enough, guys, this is a power thing. There's a lot of equipment out there that will compensate for any sort of power disparity, meaning the dog's just a little bit stronger than you are. This is one of those tools that is not going to compensate as adequately as other equipment that I've shown in previous videos. So again, it's kind of like dealer's choice. It's your dog. I always invite people to explore everything. That's how we learned about it. That's how we got feedback on it. We tried it. I have clients show up, their dogs are wearing these, so I'll say, can I have your dog for a second? I'll take the dog for a little bit of a walk, and I get my own feedback, And for me, it's just not for me. I want speed in learning, just fast enough that the animal can give me that speed. I want more reliability. I want a sharper response. And yeah, I don't want to have to put Bengay on my elbows or Biofreeze on my shoulders after every walk because I'm trying to outmuscle the dog. This does give you some relief. I'm just not sure for how many people it'll give you enough relief. And then of course the added issues of trying to create that sit, that nice, smart, powerful sit next to you, that sharp and fast response to the down. I'm not sure. And not even to mention, there's no chance I'd be using this for dog agility or any sort of obstacle type work because I think there's an inherent danger built in that by tripping.
I also think it's worth mentioning that he's already trained on heel, so he already knows how to give in some pressure. Imagine a dog that's never even been introduced to anything like that.
Okay, I'm wearing the microphone. I'm not sure if you heard Joshua, but Joshua made the point that Bear has actually been trained on the command heel. He's been trained on heel. So we really weren't even getting a full demonstration. It's kind of hard to do. A lot of dogs who come here to Taming the Wild, we get busy training them the second they walk in the door, and a lot of dogs that have been trained by us show back up here again for refresher training or level up type training. And so I'm always trying to find these dogs that have absolutely no training. It's hard. It's getting harder and harder just because we work with so many dogs. But that being said, he did a good job. He showed it off really well. Guys, if you like it, give it a shot. I would love to get your feedback. If you're already using one, put it out there. People read the drop downs. They read what you post. Share it. This is all about bringing something to the pool of meaning. Just because it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for Joshua, doesn't mean it won't work for you. So give it a shot. I think this is a brand new one. Gosh, I think I spent like $11 on it, $12 on it. Come on now. So if you want to try it, that's not a whole lot of money to invest. Give it a shot, but do me a favor. Make sure it's all nice and snug. I do not want your dog to escape. I don't want to back out of it. All right, guys, that's it for no pull harnesses. Tomorrow we're going to move on to one more piece of equipment. It's called the muzzle itself. What happens when you put a muzzle on a dog? Why do we use muzzles? What can happen emotionally to an animal once you put a muzzle and clamp its mouth shut? All right, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. If you have any questions, send them to me. You know where to send them. And if you found this information beneficial, please share it with someone and give the darn thing a shot. Let me know how it works for you. We'll see you later. Good job, Bear Dog.